All right, let's dive into a really powerful story. It's about a man named Zarvjekt. He had this incredible dream of a new life, and it was so close he could almost taste it. But there was just one thing, one massive challenge standing in his way. His journey is a fantastic case study in what it really takes to overcome those huge obstacles we all face.
So I want you to just picture this for a second. You're looking out at a city skyline, and every single light you see is like a little piece of your future, a new life in Canada. But that beautiful view is also a constant nagging reminder of the one bridge you haven't crossed yet. For Zarbjekt, that bridge was a French language test, a requirement for his permanent residency. The stakes, yeah, they couldn't have been any higher.
Okay, so this is where we get to the heart of the problem, right? It's a classic setup. On one side, you've got this amazing dream, this bright future, and on the other, you've got this tough, unavoidable hurdle. Let's break down exactly what that tug of war looked like for him.
And here it is, laid out plain and simple. On the left, you see the dream, a new life in Canada, permanent residency, a future just brimming with promise. But then, look at the right. That's the hurdle. The French language requirement, specifically passing the TEF exam. And this wasn't just some small bump in the road, you know. It felt like a giant monumental wall.
And this right here, this is the most important part. When you're facing something that huge, it's so easy to just give up, right? But for Zarbjekt, no way. That dream was just too important to let go of. He decided, right then and there, he was going to find a way no matter what it took.
All right, so this brings us to the turning point in his journey. Zarbjekt had to face a hard truth. Whatever he was doing, it just wasn't working. The clock was ticking, and he realized that sheer willpower wasn't going to cut it. He needed a whole new game plan.
You see, he realized he needed more than just lessons. He needed a real strategy. He didn't just need a teacher, he needed a guide, an expert. And that search led him to Dr. Corus, a certified teacher who was known for a totally different way of doing things, a way that helped people achieve things that felt, well, impossible.
So, what was this new method all about? It came down to one thing: true fluency. See, instead of just cramming grammar rules and memorizing vocabulary just to pass a test, Dr. Carrot's whole approach was about building real confidence, real clarity, so you can actually communicate in the real world. The goal wasn't just studying, it was speaking. And that was the game changer Zarbjekt was looking for. And boom, the whole vibe just shifts. With a new mentor and a new method that actually made sense, that giant wall he was facing, it started to look less like a wall and more like a staircase, a series of steps he could actually climb. For the first time, that little flicker of hope started to grow into a real belief that, hey, maybe this is actually possible.
Okay, so now we get to the really good part, the hard work. This is where we see the transformation happen, taking Zarbjekt from all that doubt and uncertainty to a place of genuine, rock-solid confidence.
So, with Dr. Coros's help, just passively studying went out the window. This was all about active immersion. He wasn't just sitting there with a textbook anymore. No, he was practicing his pronunciation until it was perfect. He was tackling really complex grammar. He was even doing mock interviews to get used to the pressure. The whole point was to constantly push himself just a little bit past what was comfortable.
And this timeline just shows you that whole journey so clearly. He started out with these hesitant, unsure phrases. But bit by bit, with all that hard work, he moved on to having confident conversations. And then, finally, he got to that level of absolute clarity, the kind you need to nail an exam like the TEF. It was a real, step-by-step transformation.
Now, let's be real. The process was intense. I mean, really intense. But this is where you see the true power of having a great mentor. Dr. Coros's feedback wasn't just about pointing out mistakes. It was like a map, you know? It guided Zarbjekt through every single challenge, showing him exactly where to go next and how to get there.
And that brings us to the big moment, the climax of the story. After all those weeks, all that effort, all those late nights, it was all about to be put to the test. This is it, the moment of truth.
So the day finally arrived. Zarbjekt gets the email with his results. All that work, all that sacrifice. What did it all add up to? Did the strategy actually work? Was it enough?
CLB 7. That's it. Canadian Language Benchmark Level 7. That was the magic number, the score he needed. That one little score was the key that unlocked his entire future. He did it. Success.
So, remember that bridge we talked about at the beginning? The one that seemed so impossible to cross? Well, it was now in his rearview mirror. The obstacle was gone. He didn't just smile because of the score, he smiled because of the brand new life that score represented.
So what does this victory really mean? Well, it's way more than just a passing grade on a test. It's a testament to sheer determination for sure, but it's also proof of how powerful it is to find the right guide, the right strategy. That score wasn't just a score, it was the key that unlocked a new life in Canada, a future that he absolutely earned through hard work.
And that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? I mean, Zarbjek's story is about a language exam, yeah, but the lesson here is for everyone. It's universal. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's that insurmountable bridge in your own life that you're determined to cross?